In this video, we will do a quick recap of all the concepts that we have studied in the last three videos, starting with population and sample and what is the difference between population and sample. Population is basically when you are considering all the items or all the observations from the group of interest. For example, if you want to do an analysis on the number of students who are studying in class 10th and if you take and collect the data for all the students, then we are basically considering population here. While if you take a sample out of those all the students and then do your analysis, and we are taking sample out of those population. Three important points about population and sample is population need not be about the people. It could be anything like cars, schools, buildings, or organizations. And population, the number of items in the population need not be a very big number. It could be as small as 10 or it could be as big as the population of the country. Second important point is population can be defined as explicit or implicit based on the use case of a researcher. For example, if the researcher have clearly defined what the population is, then we are saying that population is explicitly defined, while in case of implicit, if population is defined vaguely, then it is implicitly defined. Vaguely, a quick example of defining population vaguely is if we want to do some analysis on the number of all the people who are living in, say, country A, then this is vague description of a population, while explicit will be based on the problem statement. If you will define the population such that all the people who are living in country A in particular city within specific age group based on the problem statement, then that is called the explicitly defining a population. If you will calculate any statistics or basically any KPI from the sample data, then those are called statistics. While if you will do the similar activity for all the in for all the items of the population, then those will be called parameters. Second topic that we described was difference between descriptive and inferential statistics. In descriptive statistics, basically we are trying to explain or describe the sample that we have in our hand and trying to explain the attributes of those particular sample, while the inferential statistics, we are using the data from the sample and trying to infer or study about the population, or we trying to bring out some conclusion about the population. After that, we studied about different types or methods of sampling. First one is random sampling. Random sampling is the case when you are selecting the sample and every item has an equal probability of getting selected. Second one was representative sampling. In case of representative sampling, researcher makes sure that the distribution in the sample is in line with the distribution in the population. For example, there are four different types of shops that from which you can take a sample, and if the percentage of observations in the sample from mall is similar to what it is in the population, then we are saying that we are doing a representative sampling. Third one is a convenience sampling. In case of convenience sampling, researcher basically focus on ease of collecting the data based on close proximity or ease of access, etc. This will help in saving researchers time, money, and effort, but at the same time, we will be able to collect the data. Important point to note here is if you are collecting the sample from by a convenience sampling, we need to make sure that the sample still represents the population. After studying different methods of sampling, we studied about different types of variables and scale of measurement. There are two types of variables, qualitative and quantitative. In case of qualitative variables, we are basically defining or creating the attributes or categories for our observations, while in the quantitative variables, we are describing or measuring the values for those observations. For example, here in for each employees, we are defining what is the height, income of these individuals. Then we are basically quantifying these attributes of the individual, and hence these are called as quantitative variables. There are four different scales of measurement. First one is a nominal scale. In case of nominal scale, these are applied basically to a qualitative variables, and in this case we are just basically creating categories out of those employees, and there is no logic of any kind of order. We are not saying male is greater than female or female is greater than male, while in case of another ordinal variable, we are creating categories, while at the same time we are also ordering the data. We are saying that MA is better than BA and PhD is better than MA. Third one is an interval scale, and it will basically solve the problem that we face in the ordinal scale. In the ordinal scale, we are saying that A is better than B, but we are not saying by how much. Interval scale will help you answering that question. It will help you in sorting the data on the basis of importance, but at the same time, it will also tell you how much A is better than B. And this scale is basically applicable to a quantitative variables. Final one is a ratio scale. In case of ratio scale, it's exactly similar to the interval scale, but in the interval scale, the possible values is not zero is not one of the possible values, while in the ratio scale, zero is a possible value that we can have. This is a quick summary of what we have studied in the last three videos. If you want to go deeper into the details, all the links are given in the comment section or the description of the video. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And in case of any questions, feel free to add those in the comment section. Thank you.